Hey everybody, how's it going? Nice to have a public live stream. We've been hiding the live streams behind Patreon for a while now, but there's actually some exciting new developments that have been going on with Rome on YouTube. I actually recently got YouTube memberships, which means it's kind of like Patreon, but it's already baked into YouTube. So that's going to be something we're going to be playing around with in the future. So what we might do now is those weekly live streams will be a combination of YouTube members and patrons, depending on whichever one you want to be on. Personally, I think Patreon is way more flexible. But YouTube is actually now, it's an easy way for people just to kind of link into that whole thing, support the channel, join into the live streams, get early access to videos, behind the scenes content, all of the juicy good things. But yeah, it's good to see some familiar faces here. Got Mr. Sean Simon. We've got Yogesh V. Pai saying love from India. Got Victor Bart, Retro Machines. So it's good to see some of the guys from the original live streams tuning in. I'm sure we're going to have a bunch more other people as well. So we do have our regular patrons as well. We've got Robert Portelli, we got Vedant van der Kerk, we got some New Oaks, we got Ruan van der Merwe here, we got Overland Adventurers from the Lake District in the UK. Awesome guys. Well, look, today's going to be a bit of an interesting one because there's some stuff that I've been working on over the past few weeks with Olight that I want to kind of do, and the whole reason why this live stream is public is because it is sponsored by Olight. And yeah, so we're just going to take a couple minutes to kind of go through the torches, and I'll tell you a little bit about the crazy cool sale they're having right now, and then we can get on with our regularly scheduled content. So I just need to find a little link here, because today has been quite a crazy day. Doing live streams straight after filming the whole day is quite insane. So it takes me a little bit of time to get everything, going again and all that. There's so many little things when it comes to live streams that you need to worry about. But let's see who else is in the chat so long. We got Vuyo SK Dlamini. Eswatini is here. Hey, bro. Love from the Kingdom of Eswatini. Welcome, Vuyo. Mark Marsden saying, how's it? Brandon Petit, welcome back, brother. Mekabi Vlogs, hi from Namibia. Marwan Saad, hello from Lebanon. And Adrian Stephen, excited to see your Hilux. Excited to know that there's another Adrian in the chat, yeah. Thomas H, hi there. JGTC15, howdy from Florida. So as usual with Rome, we've got a nice varied international audience. It's good to see everybody tuning in. Mr. MAL Photography, good to see you, bud. So, first things first, we got Daniel Lama there, Lexubiga, hello from Botswana. William Brinton from Virginia, USA. Ansel, hey bro. Axel Cartwright, all the homies are tuning in. So guys, I just want to do a little bit of love for the hashtag iRoam. We haven't done a hashtag iRoam shout out in a really long time. So I thought I would maybe start us off with a little shout out to Alex and Sila. Looks like they had an amazing time touring around Isle of Skye in their little Jimny. That's like bucket list stuff. That would be so awesome. Then we got Fortune Runner 4x4 in their Toyota Fortuner, busy cruising around in the snow. This looks like it must be in the Eastern Cape or something like that. Epic. What's nice with the iRoam stuff now is we're getting a little bit more variety. But you know what? I still got my love for the Jimneys, And this shot here by Last Seen Exploring from the UK, I love it. His rig is looking insane. If you guys are looking for more Jimny content, definitely consider following. There's a whole bunch of awesome Jimneys coming out of the UK right now. Then we have a nice one here I've got to zoom in with my face for this one, and I still can't see. I think this is Odendal Colin, if I can remember correctly. This looks like an awesome shot on the pan somewhere in Botswana or something like that. But some beautiful iRoam shots here. We got Peach _ overlanding, little Jimny playing with the big boys. Looks like some serious fun. So just a nice little shout out to everybody. If you guys are posting photos online and you just want to get maybe a bit of a shout out or something like that, remember to use the hashtag iRoam. Hashtag I regularly go through there, like pictures, follow people, and repost the photos out here on the live stream. So thank you all for joining in tonight. Whoopsie. So thank you all for joining in tonight. I'll just read through a couple more things here. We've got Aziz from Dubai, welcome. We got Sonoy Nimbus from Sweden, Marlon Forbes, Rian Swanepoel, Mr. Savage from Romania, Martin Lotta, Azmi Gifari from Indonesia. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. So look, tonight, what we're going to be, I've got a little video to play for you guys. Essentially, it's me using these 3 torches from Olight. So let me just run through it with you. So just in case anybody wants to have a look at the site, the basic thing that's happening right now with Olight, why we're making this video, everything, is from tonight until the 27th, they're running an elite sale. It's basically all of their top torches are on like up to 40% discounts and things like that. I do earn a commission if you buy anything through this link, which I'm sharing now. So if you want to support me, if you want to get yourself an awesome torch, go ahead, head to that link and help yourself to one of these awesome torches. Now, I seem to have left my keys upstairs, but at the moment, if you log into the website and if you've already made an account, there's a post that you can share. Let me find this post quickly. Essentially what happens is you share this post. I'm going to send you the link right now. You share this post and you can actually then log into the store and claim a free torch, okay? It's honestly one of the nicest torches that everybody should have. I've showed it on the show before. Mr. MAL Photography is asking a very relevant question. Is this only for South Africa? I'm pretty sure it's only for South Africa. I'm pretty sure. I think so. I'm not too confident about it, but I would assume that it's only for South Africans. So sorry about that. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to follow that link, share the thing, log in, check out, and claim your free gift. If it doesn't happen, just give it a refresh and things like that, but you can get a free gift sent to you tonight, okay? But there are also these awesome torches. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell Rolf to stop texting me and instead just tune into the live stream. B is, you guys remember the Warrior M2R Pro Warrior Edition. This is the one that I showed, that awesome epic B-roll video. This is a new one. This is called the Warrior X Pro, okay? Now, this thing is a beast. And you're going to see in the video, it's designed for long range. It's designed for some pretty epic stuff. It's not necessarily that good at close range stuff, whereas the M2R is way more kind of user-friendly for that. But then there's this little guy, okay? This little guy is the S1R2 Baton. And this is, it's tiny, but this thing is 1,000 lumens and very good for just using in and around, day to day. So this, I've actually had this in my pocket for the past 2 weeks. It's been great to have, and honestly, I highly recommend getting one of these. So let me go ahead, roll the video so long, and we can get the sponsored section out of the way. We'll see you now. Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. This is going to be a little bit of a sponsored section from Olight. They have sent over 2 really cool torches to have a look at, and I've decided to come here to arrange just to kind of do some distance tests and to really kind of compare 3 of what I would think are Olight's most approachable torches. You've got a really nice little everyday carry torch, the little S1R Mark II, USB chargeable, really nice kind of power ranges, and this is up to 1,000 lumens. So this is really good, but it's tiny. So this has been really kind of fun to play with. The one that you've already seen, the M2R Pro Warrior Edition, which is 1,800 lumens, a lot more kind of reasonably sized than, say for example, the next one that we're going to have a look at, but definitely more substantial. But it's bright. This is 1,800 lumens, it's built tough, and it's a serious competitor. But this is more of a general use torch. This is not a really long distance, long range torch. I wouldn't necessarily use this too much for finding animals out in the bush and things like that. But this is where the next one comes in. This is the Warrior Pro. Now this guy is 2,300 lumens. It's still pretty compact considering it packs a serious punch, but this is a spot kind of light, and this thing really is super impressive. So I can't wait to show you how this performs once the sun sets. So part of the whole Olight sale, elite sale that they're having right now is also, if you guys remember on our first competition, you guys needed to make an account, right? And if you log in on that account now that you've already made, you can actually check out one of these little guys. I showed it on the live stream a couple weeks ago. This is the i1R Mark II. This is, to me, every single person should have this little dinky torch, and they're giving this away for free at the moment. So definitely consider heading over to the Olight store and checking out the elite sale, where you're gonna find these amazing torches on some pretty crazy deals. So if you've been looking for something really nice, high quality, military spec torches, waterproof, drop proof, everything, this is the time. So head over to the link in the live stream and go and check out what they've got. It's not completely dark yet, but it is getting there and it will be pretty dark soon. But I just want to run you through the Warrior Pro for a second. So essentially, there's no permanent on button on here. It only uses the rear button, which I really like, and it's very natural to hold the torch like this and have your thumb on the back. So that feels really good. So this has got, again, it's got a gentle half press, okay, which you can see there in the background. There's a decent amount of light, and this is going to give you your best battery life. But if you really want to go the extra mile and really unlock that 2,000 lumens, you're going to be looking at doing a full press. And you can see here, I mean, this is about 100-meter range, and you're getting pretty strong light down there. But what's nice with this is a very concentrated beam of light, so it's really projecting that 2,000 lumens very efficiently. So now they're claiming a range of about 600 meters, which will probably be to, like, it'll pick up the light in 600 meters, but we've got a 600-meter range here, and we're going to test it on that. Okay, so we're going to be testing out the Warrior Pro. So we're doing a little check here. This is at the full power at 100 meters, and that is seriously bright. Okay, now we're going to just quickly compare that with the M2R at full power. Again, it's pretty damn bright, but you can certainly see the difference in the throw of the light on the Warrior Pro. Okay, let's go and have a quick look at the 600 meter, and we can wrap this up and see just how far can the Warrior Pro actually reach. Okay, so ahead of us here is a quarry, and from here to the edge of the quarry on the opposite side is roughly 600 meters. So that's going to be a good test for this Warrior Pro for sure. I don't know if it's really going to get to the other side or not, but you know what? If it even lights up the other side just a bit and we can actually see a little bit of what's going on there, that's mighty impressive considering how big this thing is. It's USB chargeable, all of that stuff. So let's have a look. Okay, so this is the low power, the half press on the back. It's still pretty substantial, and it's not really going all the way to the back there, but when we kick it into full power, we're getting really nice light here, and this is probably around a 200-meter mark, and you are seeing it on the back kind of ridge over there. It's seriously impressive. Obviously there's a bit of dust in the air, so you're going to be getting a bit of reflection from the dust, but we are definitely, it is definitely hitting out there at maybe 500 meters. So I mean, that's a pretty accurate claim. It's not going to be super duper bright, but it's definitely getting out there. And that's going to be because of the really parabolic reflector that they've got on this thing. It's really throwing the light super efficiently. Well, thanks for joining me on this little look at the Warrior Pro and the S1 R2 baton, both of which I think are fantastic torches, and you would be really happy with them if you did pick them up on the sale. I think the S1 is a must for people. It's so small, it's really powerful, clips on your cap, it's very useful. This serves a much better all-round purpose just because of its size. It's much better size, and I think that does kind of play into it. Still USB chargeable, got decent battery life, all of the great things about all the Olight products, but in a much smaller package. But when it comes to getting distance, the Warrior Pro is really good, and I think about it, like to have the combo, something like an S1R, and having then the Warrior Pro as something that you need distance, it's going to give you a really good balance, because you may not need to carry something this big around with you all the time. You might only need it when you need it. But having something like this, you can have it on you all the time. It doesn't really bug you. It doesn't ever get in the way, and it'll go where you go. So anyways, look, thanks for joining this, and thanks to Olight for kind of sponsoring this little segment on the show. And I hope you guys have some good luck with the Olight giveaway. So stay tuned to the live stream, and we'll see you there again soon. Welcome back. So as you can see, pretty damn impressive. This Warrior X Pro is phenomenal. It really is phenomenal. Now, actually what they've released is they've released this new torch, which is called the Warrior X Turbo, okay? That gets an additional 400 meters over this one. So that's super, super impressive. Unfortunately, with shipping problems and things like that, they couldn't send me one in time. I would love to have played around with that, but hopefully we'll get one soon, and I can maybe make a video comparing the two. But yeah, if you guys do want to head over to the store, pick something up, there's some great deals going on there. There's some free prizes, all sorts of things. And like I said, I do earn a small commission from any sales made on the store through the link that I'm about to share with you. So if you do also want to help yourself, help the channel, something like that, and pick up a torch, I would greatly appreciate it. But let's get back to business. Enough of this torches stuff. We have got vehicles to talk about. We've got many stories to tell. So I'm gonna just quickly, let's just see here. Let me just answer some questions and cover some things before we skip off. We've got here, so Nikhil Naik asks, which country are you in? So I live in South Africa, in Johannesburg. Then we have got Mr. Axel saying, can't wait to get my Olight I won on the Patreon. Go join the Rome Patreon for cool giveaways. I mean, I can't argue with that. There's some very valid information there. Eddie Gorgulo, I hope I'm saying it right. Nice lights, just a heavy price tag, only for the rich. Us plebs can only afford something cheaper. Look, Eddie, well, that's the nice thing with the Olight things. You know, they have these sales, the prices get cut dramatically, and it gives you a nice opportunity to pick something up. I mean, they're all military grade, they're drop resistant, they're waterproof. They're amazing torches. There's a reason why they have a hefty price tag. Victor Bart, I think I need to mount an Aperture 600D with a spotlight mount as a searchlight. Yeah. That'll chow your battery on your Unimog. How long do the batteries last? Actually, that's a very valid question, Robert. So these ones, obviously, when you're using them in the half mode, they're going to last much longer. When you crank it up to like the turbo modes and things like that, they do chomp through the batteries pretty quick. I'm not too sure on the specifics on this particular one. I know that this one you can kill in a couple minutes, the little S1R baton. But you know, you don't really crank this one to full all the time because it is you're using it a lot closer distances and stuff, so it is a lower power. But they're all USB chargeable, which is amazing. There's no changing batteries, nothing like that. They've got these magnetic, I've got them set up here. It's got a little magnetic thing there, boom. And that just clamps on there magnetically. Same with the big boys. It's very simple. That's what I like about it. Then we have Vainant. Thanks. Now I need to do my September budget again. Oh, sorry, man. Joel, Matthew, yes. And we got Carlos. I'm not going to try and say that, but I'm guessing you're saying, I don't know what, I don't know. It sounds positive. I think me gusta tu canal means I like your channel. So I will say, thank you, I like you. Price on the S1R. Vanik, I would say head over and just check. If you are a bit tight on the budget and you're based in South Africa, you can get a free torch from Olight. It's the little one that goes on your keychain. Let me just see if I can find it quickly. This torch, that little one, you can get for free right now on the Olight store. You just need to share this link. I'm going to just pop it in here again. You need to share, go to that link, follow the prompts there, log into your Olight account, and you can check out this little torch for free. There's a variety of different colors. They're randomly selected. I would say go ahead and do that. Okay. Otherwise, let's get chatting about the good stuff. Okay. So for those of you who are not patrons, okay, you've been missing out on all the behind the scenes stuff. I've posted a little bit of things on social media. Essentially, the Patreon page has been getting updates every single day while the car has been in the panel beaters, while everything's been happening on the vehicle. So there's a lot of stuff to kind of go through. Obviously, I'm not going to reveal all of the information, but you're going to get a lot more information out of this live stream. You're going to have a much better idea of what's going on with the Rome 2.0 build, how's the Hilux doing, all of those things. So let's have a quick look here. Cool, we'll have to go have a look after live stream. No worries. Hey, can you just give a quick opinion on the information about the new Ineos Grenadier? Have you looked it up at all? Look, we've chatted about the Ineos Grenadier briefly. I just want to see the thing happen. I'm not going to have too many opinions about it. I think servicing the vehicle is going to be a huge problem, you know, especially for us in South Africa. And if you're traveling around throughout Africa, I don't think it's going to be coming in huge amounts. I think it's going to be a vehicle for Europe and Australia and America. I think that's where it'll work fine, but I don't know if we'll see it in Africa much. After your last video about overlanding stuff, why don't you change your multimedia main unit? Okay, so this is from Lexivia. I want to change the head unit on the Hilux. I just don't have the money right now, and it's not really at the top of my priority list because the Garmin Overlander does serve so much purpose, and especially if I have the reverse camera running through here, it's doing my sat nav. I can do, you know, the car does have Bluetooth already, so my music and stuff goes through the speakers in the car, so that's perfectly fine for me. So I have a screen at least, and I can have some of that functionality. So it's not on the top of my list to go and buy right away. Then we got Mr. Hacker. Hey, sorry I'm late, just got home from work. No worries, welcome. With the Hilux, you have more payload. Will you also upgrade your water system, like a water tank, running water, etc.? So I realize now that I don't know if I shared this with you guys or not, but there is a 55-liter water tank going in the back of the vehicle. So that will kind of service my needs for water. That will be behind the draw system. So there's there is definitely, you know, going to be extra water. There's already a long-range tank. So I have my liquids and things are pretty much sorted out. It's an 80-liter long-range tank, which has about 65 liters of usable fuel capacity. Then let's have a look over here. You should gain space in your dashboard. Yeah, look, what I want to do by kind of repositioning some things, some people commented on the previous video from yesterday, and they said that RAM mounts actually make a little bar that you can then bolt onto the dash and then connect all your RAM things to, so you don't have to use suction cups on the glass. Now that is a great idea. That's something I'm going to be looking at doing. Because I think that's going to solve a really nice kind of problem that I'm having at the moment, and it's not going to block up my whole windscreen with just these bloody suction cups, which are very frustrating. And they also leave little marks and stuff on the windscreen, so then when I'm filming and I'm taking photos of the car, there's marks on the windscreen. So I would like to do away with the suction cups if possible. Then we have Prince Shokeen. Bro, maybe you can set up your Garmin on the dashboard. Prince, you haven't watched the latest video, go and, unless you mean in the dashboard and not on the windscreen. then I apologize. Hacker, I wanted to ask, what budget Garmin would you recommend? I can't afford the Overland one. Look, the Garmin Nuvi is fantastic. I used my Garmin, well, not my Garmin Nuvi, but I used a Garmin Nuvi, Mr. Blaine Forster's one, when I was traveling around Botswana for that trip into the Kalahari and all of that stuff. And it was so much fun to use. It was so easy to use, and it was great having the ability to kind of track my trip, because after the trip, Blaine sent me my whole trip record, and I have that stored now on my Garmin profile. So it's very cool. So I highly recommend the Garmin Nuvi. I think it's at a very affordable price. It integrates beautifully with things like Tracks for Africa, and yeah, I think that's going to be good. Lexivia with a multimedia unit with GPS. Oh, yes. I mean, obviously you can do that as well. I mean, I have a Garmin Overlander, so why would I go and buy a head unit with GPS and spend, money on that if I already have this? So for me, the fact that my vehicle already has Bluetooth, that's pretty cool. The only thing that changing the head unit is going to do is make the interior look nicer. I'm not necessarily going to get that much more functionality out of it than what I have. Type RSA, yo bud, love the new tackless seat covers and the tack mats, looking really good. Can't wait to see the end of your new build. Keep up the good work. Awesome, thank you, man. I'm loving them too. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you some photos just now of where we are in the build and kind of what's been happening over the past couple of weeks. We currently have a few little delays here and there, so we're hoping that we're gonna be on track for the new episode on Sunday. I really don't want to delay that too much. Then we got Bhupendra Singh. Hello buddy, how you doing? Waiting for your final video on the Hilux. So look guys, the final video on the Hilux is a while away. We've got weeks to go until we get to the end of the build. The next video coming up is going to be the transformation from the panel beaters, and the color change of the vehicle. So it's a big episode. It's going to be long. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of stuff going on, and you're really going to see the hard work that's gone into the Hilux over the past 2 weeks. Nikhil Naik, when will you come to India? I want to meet you. One day I'll come to India. I love camping SA. Are you going for a camper setup or a rooftop tent on the Hilux? I'm going for a rooftop tent. I'm going to be using the Easy On Blade. It's one of my favorite rooftop tents, and I just was too big for the Jimny, so I'm really glad to actually be able to use it on the Hilux, and it's not going to roll the vehicle over. AM photography, a bit late for this. No worries. We have just getting into the good stuff. Hacker, thanks much. Appreciate. We'll check the Garmin Nuvi. Perfect. Henko Austin, what was the cost of your new seat covers combo? I think the whole combo, it comes to about 12,000 Rand, somewhere around there. The best thing to do is, because obviously there's lots of different setups, depending on the stitching and the pattern and the pockets and all of those things, the price can vary greatly. So whether you want the signature range or the normal Cantech or the Duratech. So best bet is just to get in touch with Tackler directly. They're super helpful. They're super friendly. Just get in touch with them. Their service is incredible, and they will help you find something for your vehicle. Then Mr. Experience Wild Africa, welcome to the Hilux Overland Setup Clan. It is an awesome base vehicle to build, an overland vehicle for your purposes. Looking forward to your build. Awesome, thank you, man. I realize it's a very different thing stepping into the realm of the Hilux, because obviously with the Jimny, there weren't too many builds around, and I was like kind of pioneering a lot of things for the Jimny going forward for a lot of people. Now with the Hilux, I'm doing a lot of research from other people. I did that with the Jimny, but trying to find the best balance. But I've had a pretty solid idea in my mind from even when I had the Jimny, that if I went to a double cab vehicle, just how I would like to set it up. And yeah, we got some serious cool kit coming. Rian Swanepoel, are you going easy on or front runner roof rack? Easy on all the way for me. So essentially my plan is to put a roof rack on the front and to put load bars on the back to try and minimize the extra unnecessary weight on the back, considering I'm going to have the hard shell rooftop tent on there pretty much the whole time. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Axel Cartwright, only issue with the Overlander is it's too big for the smaller windscreen trucks, i.e. Defender. Yeah, it is quite big, but I mean, that's the best thing about it, because it's huge. The screen is amazing. I can't wait to have the reverse camera on there, because I'm actually going to be able to see it quite nicely. So I'm excited to kind of play around with it. Service, how are you doing? Well, Mr. Jade187, good evening. I'm not too sure what service is, but I'm doing quite well. A little bit stressed, but quite well. Jinukanan PS, hello mate, waiting for the first trip on the Hilux. Me too. It was going to be this weekend, but we've had to kind of postpone things a little bit. There's just so much happening to the vehicle at the moment that it's just mind-blowing stuff. JBRNDS, we've been using such car during our 3-week trip through Namibia and Botswana. Great cars, greatly outfitted. Nice to see vids on the rental agency. Oh, that's awesome to hear. You know, I'm still glad that I went through to Bush Law and helped them out a little bit there, and they helped me out a little bit, and you know, it was a very beneficial kind of thing. You're going to see now the state of the vehicle and what we've had to do to kind of fix it up, which has been quite a process, but it's definitely getting there now. It's definitely getting there. It's looking good. Waiting to see the new build finished. Julian Sanchez, cheers from Argentina. JFX75, hello, Axel, and I need the money for oil. Look, man, Defender problems. Oh, Service, hello in Austrian. Andrew Wallace, hiya, greetings from NC. Where's NC? Henko Olsen, by the way, as a direct result of your videos, I'm also buying one of the vehicles that you bought, collecting on Wednesday from Bushlaw. That's awesome, Henko. That's awesome, man. That's very cool. I needed to just do a little bit of panel beating on the car, so I'll show you that now. But you know what? The vehicle is actually in really good condition. It's got just a little bit of stuff that I need to do to just get it in tip-top condition, but I'm happy. I'm very happy with the vehicle, I must be honest. Carl Hancock, curious what you think of the new Ford Bronco that was revealed in July. I think the new Ford Bronco is awesome, but it's one of those vehicles that I don't want to get too excited about because it's not coming to South Africa. And if it is, I mean, that would be cool, but yeah, we don't get cool things here. Rian Swanepoel, what is the size of your long-range fuel tank? It's an 80-liter Gerbers tank, but it's got about 65 liters of usable, kind of fuel in it because of the baffles and things like that. USA East Coast. Well, Andrew Wallace, welcome. It's NC North Carolina in that case. Okay, so let's not delay. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, my Hilux has been completely stripped. If you guys have been following me on Instagram, it's Rome_overlanding on Instagram. You would have seen the Instagram stories. Things got quite wild last week. Quite wild. We've gone beyond the belly of the beast. We've gone inside the belly of the beast. So let's see here. We've got Mark Marsden. So what is the color change? Are you respraying with a different color or still doing a wrap? Mark, I'm going to say yes to both of those. And you are going to have to just wait and see when the video comes out. The only people who know the color of the vehicle right now, who have actually seen, because the color change has happened already. So the only people who know what color the vehicle is are patrons. So I'm going to leave that special for them until the video comes out. And then all of y'all can have a look. Peter Cornelius, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. I live in Costa Rica, so if the Ford Bronco comes here, it's going to be double the price. That's the world, man. Sad to see that the tourist industry get hit so hard for these very hardworking people in these countries due to the pandemic. For sure, I agree with you there. I think it's been really tough, but you know what? Africa is a resilient continent, and I think all of the people, they do rely a lot on international travel and tourism. And you know what? We'll be okay in the end because it's still a beautiful place to come and visit. And the second the pandemic and all of the panic is over, everyone will be rushing back. So it's just a matter of time. Moses Musoki, would you have taken a Fortuner instead of a Hilux? Nope. I wanted the the space and the payload of the Hilux. Touring industry has been in need of a bit of thinning out for a long time. Love your videos. Keep up the great content. Tyrone Sylvanus. Thanks, bud. Okay, so part of this whole stripping process is for doing the dent removal. Okay, so it's paintless dent removal. So we obviously tried to fix as much of the vehicle as possible without having to paint, without having to do any panel beating and things like that. So it's been a little bit of a process, stripping out everything, having to strip the roof lining, having to, you know, do all of, whoop, not that way. I want to move this one, this way. There we go. So obviously having to strip the roof lining so you can get in and push some dents out on the roof, having to strip the doors so you can get in the doors and push dents out on the doors. Obviously, because it's a rental vehicle, you know, people open the car door into stuff, or they bump something in a campsite. Or what was nice with the whole thing is that we got to see that a lot of the damage is superficial. Actually, all of the damage is superficial. It's literally just little bumps and scrapes and little dents and things like that. There's no major damage. Now, I've seen underneath every single panel. I know the truth with this vehicle now, all the good and all the bad. So, which is a good step. I think it is the right thing to do. I think it is good to know what to expect from the vehicle for sure. But yeah, so let's kind of go ahead. You can see it's obviously very naked at the moment, and you can see here we have kind of masked everything up to start priming and getting the vehicle ready to kind of paint those sections over, so that, you know, at least it's a clean white canvas to start from. So you can see once the primer is applied, it looks all nice, and then it's gone into the booth for some painting. Let's see here. I see we've got some questions to answer, Reno. Okay, Makebi Vlog says, what's payload? Payload is essentially the amount of stuff you can carry above your kind of up to the GVM, so above the tear weight. The tear weight is the weight of the vehicle with your accessories and things like that. Now, obviously on the Jimny, for example, I was always over the GVM. I mean, I'm over the GVM on the Jimny pretty much myself and a passenger. So it doesn't have a high payload. So you hit your GVM very quickly. You can't carry a lot of water. You can't carry a lot of fuel. Now, something like a Hilux has got a 850 kilogram payload or something like that. So that needs to include your passengers, your water, your fuel, your draw system, your fridge, your tent, your canopy, all of those things. So it's much easier to stay within the payload, but within the GVM, but because there's so many accessories you can fit on the car, it's very easy to go over. So something, for example, that really eats up your payload is putting on steel bumpers. Now, that really eats into your payload quite quickly. So that's something to kind of look out for, but, you know, steel bumpers, they're so cool. Then we have got Rion, are you trying to find the tracking device stripping the bucky like that? Lol. Yeah, well, there's a lot of tracking devices in that car right now. So something needs to happen with those. And then we got Mr. Rolf Rosema, apparently type RSA. Sorry if I missed this, but what canopy are you going for? Okay, so then Rolf answers the question correctly for 100 points. I'm putting on a Bushtec aluminium canopy. Robert Portelli, do not forget to like and subscribe, people. It helps a lot. Listen to the man. He knows what he's talking about. Have you ever met a wild animal while camping? Mr. Nikhil Naik. I was sleeping in the Richtersveld in my tent, a ground tent, and I had a jackal nibble at my toes. And then I woke up, and then I stood up and I looked out the window in the tent, and then he was busy running around the campsite, busy eating the bones out the fire. Okay, wait. Axel knows the terminology. GVM is the tear weight. What is the current weight of the vehicle, Axel? Sinan Naliwer. Naliwar? I don't know. Daniel Mbugua. Glad that you're not having a hard time fitting all these fantastic mods on your vehicle. Here in Kenya, getting things like the National Lunar Fridge, the lighting, only option is importing. Yeah, it's tough, man. Look, you know what? I think the African market is going to open up quite a lot to overlanding, especially because of the pandemic. I think a lot of people are realizing that, wow, you can go and do all of this amazing traveling just on your doorstep. You don't have to go overseas. For a lot of African people, I can't speak for the whole of Africa, but I know in South Africa, the people want to go overseas. They're not interested in traveling locally. They're tired of South Africa. They want to go to America and Europe and Australia and all of those things. So it's a bit tricky, but I think people are going to realize, oh wow, we have a really amazing country to travel around. And that's what I love about making my videos, is showing people. Because most people, when they see my videos, they go, there's no ways that's South Africa. And then they go, wait, what? It is? And it excites them, man. Okay, so we go here. Mr. Good, hello. What do you think of an old Mercedes-Benz G-Class? Legendary. Love a G-Class. Andrew Wallace, I was just about to ask if you are going canopy. James Osborne, are you going easy on again for the roof rack, etc.? Yes, indeed. I love their stuff. I loved it on the Jimny, and I can't wait to have it again on the Hilux. Maccabee Vlogs, Adrian, you have 56,000 subs. Woo-wee! That's a lot. No, GVM is gross vehicle mass. Okay, then go for rear and front winch. Get really good bar work. I'm not going to do a rear winch. I'll do a front winch and just some good recovery points on the back, and then just travel with a buddy. And if you get stuck, they can pull you backwards if you need. Okay, so payload is GVM minus tare weight. Tare weight is the current weight of the vehicle on the road. So, yeah, or it's the original weight of the vehicle. Type RSA, like the bush deck canopy, saw a video where Andrew St. Pierre White went to the bush deck factory and they loaded a Land Cruiser on top of the bush deck canopy. Very strong. Yeah, we actually want to try and see what it's going to take to break a bush deck canopy. That's one of our goals. So that'll be a fun video. The Hilux will be a beast. No, for sure, it's going to be. Okay, I just joined. Are you going Raptor coat? Are you going to Raptor coat your Hilux? No, I have not Raptor coated the Hilux. Oh, sorry, maybe we should go through these photos a little bit more. I was sleeping here. So you can see there, just behind my butt is the long range tank. That's where it sits. And actually what it does is it drops your spare tire a little bit lower. And this is them rubberizing the tub. Now this is quite an exciting moment because, all of those nasty scratches in the back there are about to disappear. Boom! How's that? From that to that. So worth it. So worth it. So I'm very happy with the rubberizing and everything. I think that's made a huge difference to the vehicle just doing that. So that's going to be you're going to get all of this information. You're going to watch all of this in the next episode, in episode 3 of the build. I think it's going to be quite a nice one to watch. Let's answer some questions here. So where will you do your first trip in the new vehicle? Well, look, Henko, I think there's a first trip in general or first major trip. I think the first trip that will be filmed, I have no idea. I don't know, because I don't know when the vehicle's going to be done. I want to get the vehicle done before we go and do trips and things. I want to do one trip where I kind of just test the vehicle out and just see how things are working, how's everything positioned, all that stuff. How does the vehicle feel? Yeah, so it's gonna take a little bit of time for that. Then Vena Funny says, if you feel like breaking things, I know a place. Rian Swanepoel, will you be doing any performance upgrades? We will be doing performance upgrades. That's going to be towards the end of the build. I want to kind of kit out the vehicle first, get it to its most sluggish and weak, and then crank up the volume. Hussein Salamatian. I don't know. Hi, if you wanted to continue your study, which major was your favorite? Well, I didn't study. I'm a self-taught individual. Nikos Kostas, any plans for first trip after the Hilux is ready? And what do you think about the most recent Toyota FJ Cruiser 2006-2014 for overlanding? Greetings from a Greek in Denmark. Welcome, Nikos. So essentially, I am a big fan of the FJ Cruiser, but like we were talking about payload, right? The FJ Cruiser doesn't have a high payload and it uses a lot of fuel. So I compare the FJ Cruiser to the Jimny quite closely. You're going to have the same problems with the FJ Cruiser as the Jimny. Even though you got a bigger tank in the FJ Cruiser, I think you got a 160-litre tank, you're going to go through that fuel quite quick. And you don't have space to carry, you don't want to be putting jerry cans and stuff on the roof if you can avoid it. You can definitely overland in an FJ Cruiser. You definitely can, and you have an amazing time. It's a fantastic vehicle, but it is going to run into some problems at some times. Not mechanically, just in terms of fuel. That's literally it, and water. Axel, can put my 3-ton Defender on it and see what happens. Coming into a very competitive Hilux community, what do you plan on doing differently to grow your channel? George van der Walt. Well, look, George, it is competitive, but it's also not competitive. Who's making Hilux videos? I don't know anybody making Hilux videos. Who's building a Hilux on YouTube? And who's doing it the way that I'm doing it? Piece by piece, filming and documenting every step of the way. I don't know anyone who's doing that. So, especially, maybe at the quality that I'm doing it and the amount of effort that I put into it, there's not many people who can do this full time. So the fact that I'm doing this full time, the fact that I've spent 8 days filming at the panel beaters, full days, from 7 in the morning, well, not 7 in the morning because I don't wake up that early, but around 9 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the afternoon, every single day at the panel beaters. Other people can't necessarily compete with that in terms of like the dedication that I have towards roam overlanding. So my videos will always have an element of depth and, kind of content that a lot of people just wouldn't be able to gather because they don't have the time to do that. And I spent my whole weekend, this past weekend, working on episode 3. Episode 3 is pretty much done. I just need to film the final reveal of the vehicle, which hasn't happened yet. So I'm just waiting. So there's a lot of stuff. I struggle to find good, high quality content of Toyota Hiluxes anywhere in the world. So I've searched YouTube. I did all of that stuff before I chose the vehicle, and that's why I chose this vehicle, because I felt that for such a popular vehicle with so much demand on the vehicle, there wasn't anybody servicing that content. So I felt like I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I could get a new vehicle at the same time as servicing a gap in the market. Then David Duplessis, Adrian, what aftermarket suspension are you putting on? Will it give you enough lift to compensate for the spare tire drop from the addition of the long range tank? I'll do a 50mm lift, and we're going to try gun for 33-inch tires. We might just do 32 or 32-inch tires, something like that. I don't want to go too crazy on the tires. This is not like an off-roading monster necessarily. It's more of a touring vehicle that can do off-roading. It's not going to be purpose-built for off-roading, but like for 4x4 stuff. Then we have Quinton Rutherford. That's a very familiar name. I feel like I got an email from you. or something. Will you be doing anything regarding performance to your Hilux I uni chip? Yeah, we will definitely be doing performance upgrades. I want to do quite a lot of performance upgrades and kind of test them out on the dyno and compare them and see, what are the realistic gains. Then we have Makebi Vlogs. How old are you? I'm 25. Robert Portelli. The trip should be from SA all the way to England. Yeah, for the first trip, Robert, that's perfect. Alex Wolf Zabalaga. Hi from Chile. What do you think about Patagonia? I think it is beautiful. I'd love to go there one day. Mekebi Vlogs. When is your birthday? The 7th of November. Are you buying me a birthday present? Nikhil Naik. What mileage is the Hilux? It is 83,000 kilometers, which is really good. Hussein Salamatian. What is your idea about the Ford Bronco? I've discussed it briefly. I don't want to get too excited about the Ford Bronco because it's just not going to come to South Africa. I've traveled Patagonia with an F-150 and a rooftop tent, fishing with 2 friends and my brother. Wow, Alex, that sounds amazing. Jamie Rutledge, doesn't Overland NZ have a Hilux? Yes, they do. I don't know if they make videos though. When I talk about content creators and stuff, I don't necessarily just talk about Instagram. I talk mainly about YouTube, because realistically, the majority of my followers and the majority of my content and where I make money is from YouTube, not from Instagram. David Duplessis, as a Hilux Revo owner currently working on my own overland build here in Cape Town, I can't confirm that there is a dearth of SA Hilux overland YouTube. Super excited for your videos. I can confirm. Okay, that makes sense. Super excited to your videos going forward. Ibanez agreed, you do good detailed coverage. Thanks, man. Werner Forster, how did you come up with the name Roam Overlanding? So essentially, Roam means rugged, overlanding, adventure movement. I don't know. I just made it up at breakfast. 33s are actually very capable. Yeah, I'm hoping that. Hilux has only 800 kg payload. I don't know, somewhere around. I don't know, man. Axel Cartwright, will you re-gear if you increase your tire size? You only need a re-gear for 35s, I believe. Anything over 33, you need a re-gear for. Ruben van der Merwe, hi, my birthday's on the 5th of November. Well, we'll be sharing our birthdays together, Ruben, almost. Will you have wheel spaces like the Jimny? I really love the stance. I'm going to try and avoid wheel spaces if I can on the Hilux. Obviously, you know, the weight on the Jimny and, you know, was much less than the weight on the Hilux. So the impact of wheel spaces on bigger vehicles is obviously going to be much more on the vehicle. And now Hilux, independent front suspension vehicles already have quite weak front suspension components and driveline components in comparison to a solid axle vehicle. So I wouldn't want to put any more leverage on that system and put more pressure and strain on that system. So I'll try and avoid wheel spaces where I can and try and use, you know, play with the offset of the rims a little bit if possible. Let's play that one when we get there. Do you recommend the Jimny like a first car from overlanding? So Moscovis. What I'd say for the Jimny is where the Jimny really shone for me as a vehicle was a weekend warrior vehicle. Going for 1 or 2 days, having fun on a 4x4 trail, setting up an easy little to set up, ground tent or something. That's where the Jimny really shines. You have so much fun with it. The more stuff you put on the Jimny, the more of a burden you put on the vehicle, and the less fun the vehicle becomes. It becomes more dangerous to drive. It uses more fuel, and overall, it's like you trying to make it something it isn't. So I would say if you want something and you want to do proper overlanding and you want to do longer trips and you want to go longer than a week and you want to go far distances, then maybe you need to look at something a little bit bigger than the Jimny, something with more payload, something with more fuel capacity. The biggest limitation on the Jimny is the fuel capacity and the fact that if you want to kit it out like an overlander, you are going to be over GVM and the vehicle is going to be illegal. And that's a problem. It's one of the biggest reasons why I sold the Jimny is myself as a person with 56,000 followers cannot be running around with a vehicle that is illegal and promoting the fact that everybody else should go and do that. I have to be more conscious and responsible for my position in, on social media and in society. I can't, be promoting negligence and things like that. It can, I need to inform people correctly and they need to make their decisions, and I've tried to do that throughout the process. And myself as a young person getting very excited about certain things on the Jimny and not caring about the rules, I've had a few moments on the Jimny where I've felt regret for the setup. and I wouldn't want anybody else to feel that. That's why when I sold the Jimny, I sold it without any of the rooftop accessories. If a person is going to put that stuff on their vehicle, it has to be their decision. They can't just buy it like that. I just don't think it's safe. They have to understand the consequences of what happens when you put stuff on the roof, and they have to accept that, you know. Guys, I don't want to cut this stream short, right? Oh, change screen, Adrian. Thank you, Robert. Hey guys, welcome to the live. Wrong one. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I just need to plug power into this camera for 1 second, because I've had a busy day and I was filming earlier. I need to find my power pack. Oh wait. The video is going to die for 1 second. Am I back? Let's see. New battery. Sorry about that. Okay, I've got a lot of little things to read here. Some personal questions coming in here. How do you earn money other than YouTube? So Hussein, Patreon is actually right now, I think Patreon is one of my biggest sources of income right now. And people obviously donate towards my show every week, and that really helps me out big time. It helps pay for things like music licensing for the episodes, for my software licenses for Photoshop, for Lightroom, for Premiere Pro. It helps to pay for the website hosting, for the podcast hosting, for all of those little expenses that come with running a channel. It also helps contribute towards fuel, towards paying my rent, towards everything. Now the fact that I'm doing Roam full time, I really rely on the YouTube income and the Patreon income. So it is one of those things. What I like about the way Patreon works is that it's per creation. So the more I work, the more videos I make, the more things like that. We limit it to 4 a month, but it just means that I don't earn an income unless I produce content. I find that that's a better thing. I feel better that way as well. Okay. Let's see. Okay, there's a lot of stuff here. I really want to get a Jimny. What modification would you recommend doing first? Do they hold their value well? Okay, so Jamie Rutledge, Jimnys hold their value incredibly well because of the scarcity of the vehicle. The first upgrade that I would do to the Jimny, depending on your lifestyle, if you're going to be taking the Jimny and going off-road, I'd put on a set of seat covers because you can damage your interior very quickly. Secondly, change the suspension as fast as you can. You will love the vehicle so much more. You can get a very affordable kit from somewhere like Dassault 4x4, or you can get a much more expensive kit from somewhere like ARB or something like that, the Old Man Emu kits. So I would honestly just replace the standard suspension. It is garbage. Blake Sampson, my boot, how's it? It's pretty good. Robert Patelli changed the screen. I have done that. Fan from India is Atul Sichu, sorry. Johnny Wagner, what tire make will you be using? At the moment, I've got a set of Cooper ST Maxes on there. I got a pretty good set from Bushlaw, so I'm going to use those for as long as I can. They're a 50-50 all-terrain tire, so I don't have to worry about those at all. David Duplessis, once the borders are open again and you're set for your first cross-border overland trip, where to? Moremi, Savuti, Kalahari, Namibia. I would like one of my first big trips to be to the Richtersveld, and then from the Richtersveld I can go and explore up into Namibia for the first time. So that's kind of what I'd like to do. Rian Swanepoel, have you heard of ceramic coating on vehicles? Will you do it on the Hilux? I have heard of ceramic coating. I don't think I'll be doing it. McKebby Vlogs, where did you get the money to buy the Jimny? It's called a loan. I sold my Amarok and I used that as a deposit, and then I financed the rest, just like how everybody else buys cars. Blake Sampson, Hilux looks sweet. Well, you haven't seen anything yet. Kevin Lawrence, lol, your camera setup needs a dual battery system. It really does. Normally when I do the live streams, I have like It's plugged into 12 volt power. But my life is an absolute mess at the moment. I've just been filming non-stop for the past week, so everything is all over the show. So many messages. Henko Austin, is there someone special that will accompany you on your trips, or do you prefer going at it alone? Currently, there is nobody special joining me on the trips. You will see some friends tagging along every now and then. Rolf will come with me on trips when he can. He'll have his own vehicle. Blaine will come with me on trips when he can. He'll have his own vehicle. And yeah, there's a bunch of people, new faces that you will see. I do want to do at least one trip. It's on my bucket list to do with a new vehicle, and that is to take my mom, my dad, and my gran to Elephant Sands in Botswana. They've never been to Botswana before. I'd like to take them there and just have a long weekend at Elephant Sands, sitting in the pool, watching the elephants, eating buffet meals, going for game drives, and just have a really nice holiday with them. That's what I would like to do. Maybe I'll film it, maybe I won't. Who knows? But I think that's one of the biggest reasons for buying the double cab, having enough space to comfortably seat 4 people, 5 people with a squeeze, and share the overlanding experience with them. Not everybody is as blessed as we are to understand what overlanding is and to have that experience, and I want to share that with my family and my loved ones. So, when I'm in the Western Cape, I can take my brother, his wife, and my little nephew, and we can go for a weekend camping, and it's not a problem, whereas it was with the Jimny. Brave Star, hi. Any plans to go further into Africa like Malawi and Tanzania, etc.? Yes, I think the main trip that I want to achieve with this new vehicle is driving to Tanzania, and then we chatted about it in our Patreon live stream, and then taking the boat to Zanzibar or something like that. I don't know, I want to do something crazy with it. I think that would be really awesome. Hussein, I do appreciate Rome for your answers. No, thanks, man. You can call me Adrian if you want to. You don't have to call me Rome. I have to leave. Maybe I'll join later again. Have a good time. Stay healthy and have fun. Bye. Cheers, Jade. Good to see you. Look, we're going to be wrapping the whole stream up now anyway. We have... I'm sorry, Gavin, but my moderators are not here. So he can have a bit of time out. Love from India. Adopt a pet for company. Look, I'm not good at looking after things. I can barely look after myself. Atul Sichu, really missing your old partner. Nah, me too, man. We will join you on a rolling Rhino trip again with a Boktrol Spoeg championship. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. To date, that's one of my favorite videos, actually. So, look, let's go. Last ding, ding, ding. Anybody who wants to ask any questions, let me know in the chat section right now, because I think we are going to call it. Dierveld van Staden, keep up the good work and high level of production on the vids. Epic. Awesome, man. Thank you so much. So, Kevin Lawrence, will you have an inverter in your power setup? I don't know if I'm going to run an inverter because I've got my Flexo Power stuff. So, I mean, that's already got a 400 watt inverter there. I can power my lights, I can charge my laptop, I can charge right now I'm busy charging the Olight torches. So, it's got 3 USBs and 2 plugs on it. So, if that becomes a limitation, then maybe I'll look at more. But to be honest, that should do what I need. Werner Forster, do you speak Afrikaans? I don't speak Afrikaans, but I understand Afrikaans. Got some greetings from Costa Rica there. How many cameras do you carry for your trips? I used to only carry 1, but now I carry 2. Mainly do filming on the one and photos on the other. Mikebi Vlogs, yes, come to Namibia and I'll have your birthday present. Axel, can't wait to see episode 3. Awesome, man. So, for those of you who want to get a sneak peek into what is happening with the build, the best way to do that is to consider becoming a Patreon member, because these live streams this is a sponsored live stream, and that's why it's public. Okay, these live streams happen every Monday for patrons only, and now for YouTube members. Okay, so I'm gonna share a link to the YouTube membership thing. I would love it if you guys would have a look at it. You're gonna notice now on videos where you would normally subscribe, it's now gonna say join. That join is essentially becoming a member. You can have a look at the packages. I've priced them at the same point as Patreon, but because Patreon is more flexible, you can set your maximum spend on Patreon. Whereas on YouTube, it's a flat amount. There's no variability. That is the link to the YouTube members thing. Have a look there. If you want to contribute, you want to get some behind the scenes stuff, see what's happening with the build before anybody else, those are the places where you want to do that. And yeah, there's a couple little things we've got here. Would you recommend the Jimny as your first car? I think the Jimny is a great first car, but it is a little bit wobbly, and I think it is good to have a little bit of experience with driving before you hop in a Jimny. Then Hussein, follow your dreams like you always did. Thanks, man. It's not easy all the time. I've been getting some real flack with the whole selling the Jimny thing, and people can be quite rude. Fast Track, what do you prefer, Hilux or Fortuna? What I prefer, that's tough. The new Hilux, the new Fortuna looks really good, but I dig the Hilux. I'm really enjoying it. Nikhil Naik, which portable power station do you carry? This is called the Flexo Power Lithium 444. It's a little 5 kg lithium power pack with a built-in inverter, USBs, all of the cool things. Nikos Kostas, if you had suggestions, only place in South Africa to visit to someone who has never been there, which one would it be? Oof, wow. I would fly to Cape Town from wherever, I think you said you're in Denmark or something. I'd fly to Cape Town, I'd rent a vehicle from Bushlaw, and I would drive to the Richtersveld. And along the way to the Richtersveld, you can go through Namakwa land, and if you go at the right time of the year, you can see the Namakwa land daisies. You can go to the West Coast National Park, you can do the Namakwa land Coastal Park, and then you can go up into the Richtersveld and drive through the most incredible place in South Africa and camp right alongside the Orange River in the middle of absolutely deserted desert. There's a campsite there also called Kokerboom Kloof, which is, it's just incredible. If you ever get the opportunity to do that, highly recommend it. From Cape Town, all the way up, through the Namakwa land, into the Richtersveld, do that, head back to Cape Town, fly home, and you've had a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Makeaby Vlogs, how much was the Hilux? If I had to tell you, I'd have to kill you. Katsu in Japan, Jimny's still hard to buy, but I think the size is enough at Japanese small city, but generator is poor for ham. Not too sure what that means, but Brave Star, do you fish or hunt? No, I don't do any of those things, but I would like to. I think I would like to try. I think it's a good thing to do. Okay, guys, please remember to head over to the Olight store. Go and claim yourself a free little dinky torch, and go and have a look and see if you want to level up your torch game a little bit. Pick up a brand new amazing torch. I'll finish up with a couple of these. So this is the one to win. Again, I'm just going to quickly run over it. You need to go and follow the instructions over at this link that I'm sending to you now. The share gift link. Share that thing, do that thing, check out, get yourself a free torch. While you're there, you can check out, so you can see that little dinky torch is USB chargeable. Check out the Warrior X Pro, the M2R Warrior Pro Edition. Check out the S1R Mark II Baton and the Warrior X Turbo. And yes, I will see you guys. I don't know when I'll see you guys again. But if you want to see me next week on the next live stream where I update you about everything happening on the Rome build, head over to Patreon, consider becoming a member on YouTube, and yeah, have a great week, guys. I will keep in touch on the Instagrams. If you want to head over to Instagram and follow me on Rome_overlanding, I'm there. I post whenever I can. And yeah, have a lovely week ahead. Cheers, everyone.